What's poppin' and welcome back to another video. I just came back from the gym and I thought this would be the perfect time to look over the finances so far. So that is what we're gonna do today. Let's get right into the video. Now, pretty much exactly 4 months ago, I sat at this very table with a bunch of coffee pods and I laid out the budget for this whole starting a startup project. I have about 35 coffee pods here. It's quite messy, I didn't really know what I was doing, I don't know what I'm doing now either, but I've got a little bit more knowledge of, this is what it costs, this is what I'm going to spend. And also, I'm going to do this in a little bit of a less messy way than just having coffee pods all over the place. So now I'm going to pull up my bank statement on my phone and we're going to look through all of the transactions since I started this whole thing, which was like mid-August. So we're gonna look through all of my transactions mid-August. We're gonna sum it somewhere here on the screen and we're just gonna keep a track of how much we're spending. So my bank, of course, is in Swedish crowns, but I have a feeling that a lot of people, and me in the future maybe, when inflation struck and we don't know what the value is.
More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Don't really know what the value of Swedish crowns is. So therefore I'm gonna be in my head, yeah, you heard that right, quick maths in my head, convert all of this to US dollars. I'm not really sure entirely how much I've spent on this, so this could be a shocker. This could be in both ways. This could be we've spent way less, we've spent way more than I thought. I was actually quite happily surprised because this whole project is a bit cheaper than I thought it would be, because I've managed to find people on Fiverr who are not very experienced, but they're still pretty good, so they charge a bit less because they're still building their credibility. Yeah, it just saves me a bit of money. So, with that said, let's head back to August. We're gonna go through all of the transactions from the 1st of August, we're gonna tally them somewhere on the screen, and then we're gonna see how much have we spent, are we in line with the budget, are we gonna go broke in a week? We shall see. So starting first, looking at August, on the 3rd of August we have a transaction of around $220. This isn't really business related, this was more just for a course for myself for coding, where I learned a bit of Python and also a bit of JavaScript, which kind of helped with the app a little bit, so I'm going to count that as a business expense. I took that on my company anyway. Then we have another one for $110, which is for the whole bookkeeping software for the year. So this is a yearly fee actually, and it's something which I would have had to buy anyway. Then we're moving on to Adobe Creative Cloud, and this is just paying for Premiere Pro, Photoshop, all that stuff that I was using back then. Then we actually have an intake of money. How do you say it in English? Influx, intake. We have a payment received for 625 crowns, which is like $65. This was for a little bit of a service that I did for a company back in August, and a client you could call them. Then we have $10 bank fees in August. So August, quite a light month. Then moving on to September, even lighter and also in the green, which is quite unusual these days. So around $825 in from a customer which I've been doing their social media. So that was nice to get some influx of money before this whole thing kicked off. Then another Adobe Creative Cloud, $150. And also another $10 of bank fees, which is, quite a light month in September. I would think in September I was mostly coding, so there weren't really a lot of costs then, which was quite positive because the costs are going to start racking up once you start hitting December, January. Then moving on to October, we have another payment received for $320 roughly. This was also for the same company that I was doing their social media for a while. Actually no, this was for a website I built for someone, I think, yeah. Then we have another Adobe Creative Cloud payment for $16. Just Photoshop, all that stuff. Speaking of Photoshop and Adobe Premiere and all that, it's so expensive. This is also me having some kind of discounted version because I knew someone who worked at Adobe. You're gonna pay so much recurring for these things than when you can just buy Affinity Designer or Apple, which what I did later. Then moving on to, we have a transaction from Apple for around $100. This was to become a certified developer so that I could use the Apple software to release my app to the App Store, and this was for the whole beta test, that whole process. Then another $10 in bank fees. I think I just have $10 every month in bank fees just to keep using the bank. Then November, minus $280. This was when I bought Final Cut Pro, which is what I've been using to edit all of the videos. So I guess I'll count that as a business expense, since I'm using it to make all the YouTube videos, and I'll be using it in the future to edit, for example, the small ads, the short ads, social media content, all that kind of stuff. Then we have bank fees, another bank fees of $10. Then we're moving on to November, and this is where we start hitting costs upon costs. A lot of Fiverr, and for some reason Fiverr is called Nicosia, I'm not sure why. But first of all we have Canva. This is when I switched from Adobe to Canva, just because it's cheaper and because I just thought Canva was better than the stuff you got from Adobe. Then we have $160 to Fiverr for my first voiceover order. Then another $130 for another voiceover order. Then I have $40, $50 also voiceovers. Then we have an annoying transaction, which is the fee which we have to pay to the Swedish, what do you call them, tax authorities I guess, just because I was late with my taxes for 2021, which if you throw it back to this video, I said I had to make sure I was not, but you know, we ended up there anyway. So $500 went to the Swedish authorities. I don't think they need more money, but apparently they do. We haven't done any tax fraud. Then we have some more Fiverr stuff, just kind of small ones. $120, $170, $170, $120, $10. Start over at the bank fees. So after the bank fees we have a lot of other smaller Canva orders on the 28th of December. We have like $12, $17, $12, $17, another $10 bank fees, and then we come to the website. And this is the website. I have to pay for the domain name and as well as hosting for a year. So I bought wondersagas.com, I bought like an email address, and I bought WordPress hosting for the entire year. That cost me 130 Swedish crowns, so $13 for the domain, and then $80 for the hosting. Moving on, we just have more and more Fiverr stuff. Now it's just almost entirely Fiverr stuff. So these are all Fiverr things, and they're various combination. I'm gonna throw some of the screenshots of the orders up here. But we have $75, $50, $100, $45, $90, $140. Then another Canva, $12, $65, $75, $85, $35, $50, $60, $20, $100, and $80. So it's quite the Canva spree we went on right there in January, December. Spent a lot of cash on that. So I'm not sure what this number is right now, because when I'm making the video I haven't tallied this all in my mind. I don't think we're gonna count the money in, because that's just extra. Now we're just counting expenses, and we made a budget to begin with. So yeah, where are we at in terms of the budget? With that said, I'm quite happy where we're at the moment. We've gotten a lot of sagas. I think we're up to like 60 now, and we haven't spent as close to as much as I thought we were going to. Partly because I found this whole public domain sagas, which I don't really have to buy, I just have to pay voice actors. And also partly because, like I said earlier, there are some cheaper people on Fiverr. They're not as experienced, but they're still providing good service, and they're trying to build their credibility, so they're charging less. And I've been using a lot of those people, and they're good. I want to shout out a few of them over here actually. They've been helping me a lot, especially the voice actors. They've been brilliant. Yeah, with that said, I think that's where we're at in terms of the budget. You be the judge. Are we going bankrupt?
Missed a whole lot of money going broke.
Yeah, we're not going bankrupt. Do we know what we're doing? We need to have some money over for marketing. We need to have some money over for beta testing, and we need to keep on buying these stories. So I'm sure we're gonna run out of cash pretty soon. I think after taxes right now I have around 42,000 Swedish crowns. I can spend around 22 of those. So we have 22k left to go. I think I'm going to use the majority of that towards marketing, but also another probably 5-6k Swedish crowns, so $600 to acquire sagas and buy voice actors. If you think this whole project is interesting and you want to follow this, see if I go bankrupt or not, then please leave a like down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.